All right, Scott Davenport, your Bellarmine squad played about half the teams in the field. I think you played Gonzaga, Purdue, UCLA, St. Mary's, Murray State. We're not mentioning Jacksonville State.
Thank you.
What jumps out at you about this year's bracket other than the fact that we all wish you were in there?
Well, first, thank you. On behalf of our players, so do we.
Yeah.
Been a tough night. First thing jumps out, all 4 #1 seeds west of the Mississippi.
Got to be extremely rare.
A great friend, supporter of our program. He got all the way back to 79 and hadn't found a year yet.
Wow.
So I haven't gone beyond 79, so we're that far.
No East Coast bias this year.
I think what jumped out at me, though, quickly, the potential Kentucky-Murray, because we played Murray. I know how much respect for them. Kentucky's obviously had a great run, incredibly talented. I think Wright State playing in the playing game in the city, in which
not a bad gig for them.
Yeah. That shocks me. Those play-in games, they had tried to do logistically a little easier. Those teams are going from Dayton to Portland and Dayton to San Diego in 2 days' time. That shocks me. On a down note, the timing of the debacle at LSU. Has anybody thought about those players? Unless, and Rick and I were talking, unless they're all implicated.
Right.
But I mean,
which we don't know.
Those are college players. And this happened 3.5 years ago, and we released this notice of allegations on Friday. That the whole LSU, going into Iowa State. And I'll play to one of our guys. I think IU was too low. In my opinion, they were too low.
Rick, Eric, initial thoughts from you.
A couple things that stand out. If you look at 2 of the #1 seeds, and I'm talking about Arizona and Baylor, although they're #1 seeds, they're both without 2 of their most important players. Baylor had one of their best big men who's out for the year, and Arizona's point guard got hurt in the Pac-12 tournament. To me, it's last year when you looked at the tournament, you knew that Gonzaga and Baylor were the 2 best teams. This year, I don't feel confident about anybody in the bracket. Not one team.
Nobody.
No, not to pick them for the Final Four. Not with confidence. Last year, I think you could pick Baylor and Gonzaga with confidence. This year, Gonzaga played a lot of good teams early in the year, but including Bellarmine. But they've done nothing, and they haven't played anybody in a while. I don't know how good I don't think their guards are as good as they've been in the past. I don't think they have a Jalen Suggs this year.
Eric, what jumped out for you?
I think they'll get up to speed okay. The thing that jumps out at me is that we've talked all year about how good the Southeastern Conference was. I'm looking for a #1 seed from the SEC. I'm not seeing it. The SEC is either going to prove that they were as good as everybody thought they were, and they've got some opportunities and they've got some motivation. Tennessee just won the SEC tournament. I think we know that tournament championship now is worthless. It doesn't mean anything. John Calipari's been telling us that for years. I think that is the case. So we'll see what Tennessee can do coming out of that South region. I like Gonzaga. I also like UCLA. I think there's something about teams that went to the Final Four the year before. A year ago, they were playing over those play-in games. We were saying, well, they're not going to do anything. They're in a play-in game, and they take it all the way. So that's inspiration for Indiana. I think they can get out of that pod they're in if they get through that first game. So I think it's fun. I agree with everybody. I think it's wide open. I don't know whether to pick Kentucky coming out of that bracket. I don't know what to do with Auburn. I think they're really good, but I think they're a little shaky at times. It should be a fun few weeks here.